Probably the first Stardom match I watched featured Io Shirai versus Kairi Hojo for the World of Stardom Championship. The match where Io Shirai did this crazy moonsault. Kairi Hojo was technically the initial gateway into Stardom for me because I saw her unique elbow drop and wanted to see more. But I didn't subscribe to Stardom and dive into their world, into Chris Wolf. That said, it did lead me to Io Shirai, and probably the second match I watched was their year-end climax match between Mayu Iwatani and Io Shirai for the World of Stardom Championship, the second match in their trilogy of red belt matches from 2016 and 2017, and I thought it was time to reevaluate said trilogy with a little retrospective look and see how they hold up. Now, Io Shirai gained the red belt after defeating Meiko Satomura. She's 4 matches into her defense already, and already has so much prestige and momentum built into her. The first match of their series beginning at Stardom Gold, May 2016. Let's get right to it.
Who's ready for story time with Meerkat?
Right away, my first impressions are how wildly consistent Io Shirai has been for 10 plus years already, and just how close Mayu Iwatani was to reaching that next level as well, while also delivering some lucha to go along with moves she doesn't really do anymore. Io Shirai was a boss. She was aggressive and violent. She was smooth and dismantled Mayu down. Her tope suicida was perfect art. She was brutal to Mayu, targeting her knee and forcing her to fight from beneath. But Mayu Iwatani always had those selling abilities in her. Watch her vicious drop kick. What did she do right after? Look at her. Immediately she grabs the knee. Immediately she shows its effects to her. It gives Mayu something to fight beneath. It gives her even more stakes and tension against an already boss champion. This is a classic Stardom match, quintessential match in their catalog, and an excellent display of Stardom's core philosophy of their company, the fighting spirit and the technique needed to master the world, the pure power and pure spirit, the pure don't give a damn stubborn wrestling that I love from wrestling. It was a match that kept turning a different path than where it could have gone. After enough damage to the knees and back, Io Shirai forces a helpless Mayu into a damaging tombstone, but misses the moonsault. The brief rest allows Mayu to return fire by taking a hard left turn outside and killing Io. Io Shirai would kill Mayu with a straight-jacket spinning German that looked like death, followed by her picture-perfect moonsault to end a classic match. A match that really put Stardom on the radar. Mayu wasn't involved enough to be able to overcome the skill of Io Shirai just yet, and they have 2 more matches to go. 9.2 out of 10. Excellent stuff. Their second match happened at the year-end climax, the 9th defense for Io Shirai in her legendary red belt run. Mayu Iwatani with her second shot to prove she is worthy of the red belt, and she gets covered in blue ribbons. Color symbolism be damned. Mayu was super aggressive from the jump until Io Shirai found a way to damage her knee still and then throw her outside and start getting violent on her. Despite the early aggression, Mayu Iwatani finds herself cowering from Io Shirai and punished severely for it. Io Shirai torturing the knee, and you can see this moment where she stops herself and decides what to do next. She decides to destroy her neck. Mayu would have her comebacks and they were picture perfect, but Io Shirai would have her defenses against her, knowing her far too well, and perfectly planned strategy against Mayu Iwatani. This was an absolute classic match, and it's a shame it's not on Stardom World because it outdid the first one. It was one of the first Stardom matches I'd ever seen, and it still holds up as both of these women's best matches and one of the best red belt matches in Stardom history. The amount of insane work that went into this defines this red belt. There were so many terrific near falls, and this moment here where Io Shirai decides to show everyone she is the best wrestler in the world, period, and backflip out of a dragon suplex and turn into super boss mode German suplex Joshi suplex machine. Io Shirai City, Jesus Christ! Mayu would snap kick out of her moonsault like, holy fuck, this is some awesome wrestling, until Io Shirai counters the hell out of Iwatani and drills her with a mean-ass tombstone pile driver, followed by not just one picture-perfect moonsault, but two picture-perfect moonsaults to end this classic match. 9.5 out of 10, one of the best Stardom's ever produced. Io Shirai would go on to defend the red belt a total of 14 times, leading to her 15th against Mayu Iwatani at Stardom Galaxy June 2017 at Korakuen Hall. Mayu Iwatani, the ever-talkative like,
必ず今回こそ勝って自分が私の同時に負けたいと思います。
the introverted former Hikikomori, whose life was saved by professional wrestling, is on her 5th attempt to capture the belt, but Io Shirai is on a generational run with the belt, so Mayu Iwatani will be treating this super seriously. Oh, she's trapped. I'll be blunt. Io Shirai was a god in this match. She was as perfect as Io Shirai has ever been, ever. An all-time classic performance from Shirai. One of the matches she showed someone who doubts Io Shirai's skills. She was smoother than ever, faster than ever. It was an action scene of epic proportions where Mayu Iwatani, despite all the hard work she put in to get stronger, is facing someone who just won't stop getting better. And she suffered the vast majority of the match from Shirai's elite skills. Like this tope suicida is as good as it ever gets, people. Match structure and story-wise, it reminded me of the final fight in Jackie Chan's Young Master that he directed himself. The final boss was whooping Jackie Chan's ass the entire match, and Jackie would try different techniques to varying success, but the defensive techniques of the final boss was too much for Jackie to overcome, until Jackie Chan found the secret to deliver more damage. That was this match. The main difference is that Mayu didn't drink opium water to power into Zombie Mayu. Instead, she just got her ass kicked until she found the openings to deliver max damage to Shirai, and taking huge risks like the classic Korakuen Hall leap. The action was incredible. Like, look at this move. Look at Mayu's faces. I might have enjoyed the pacing of the prior match a bit more, but Io Shirai's performance is too damn good. Mayu's performance was that of a warrior trying to keep up with this champion, and she grew in strength and power and technique as the match progressed, and you get to watch it. They would have callbacks to prior matches with Mayu changing strategies for the top rope dragon, and instead stomp the hell out of Io Shirai that she needs an intermission in the match. But once again, Io Shirai finding zero defense against Mayu's pure willpower to kill her on the apron. The damage to Io Shirai's neck would prove vital, as several times Shirai would seem unable to continue, and that's when Mayu Iwatani struck. That's when she immediately killed her on the apron. That's when she started kicking out of Germans instantly and powering into second phase mode, while Io Shirai was just perfect. Bend the crap out of Mayu as she drags herself to the rope with her elbow. And speaking of elbow, Io Shirai with Kairi's elbow. The finishing sequence mimicked the first match with the straightjacket German, but instead of the moonsault, Mayu would grab her ankle instead and suffered one of her dragon suplexes. And then one of the most picture-perfect moonsaults ever done in wrestling. And Mayu would kick out of that with all the fighting spirit Mayu Iwatani is known for. The finish was a beautiful moment. Mayu reverses Io Shirai's power into her own tombstone pile driver, into the rolling dragon suplexes one after another, and even though Shirai kicks out still, in one powerful scream, Mayu Iwatani turns into Mayu freaking Iwatani and nails the two-step dragon suplex, finally hitting her major finishing move on Io Shirai to dethrone arguably the best World of Stardom champion ever. A crowning achievement in the career of Mayu Iwatani, who finished her arc to finally reach the top of Stardom, who, even in victory, has the look of a shy girl who is achieving her highest dreams. You can sense the celebration happening deeper inside. And it's interesting to see her growth from here, not just as a performer, but as someone comfortable being who she is. The passionate, fiery, wonderful ace of stardom, and a total freaking goofball. 9.6 out of 10. Io Shirai's performance might be her best she's ever done. It's one of the best matches in Stardom history, and a milestone moment for Mayu Iwatani. I forgot to mention that she was the Wonder of Stardom champion walking in here, being the first wrestler to hold the Wonder of Stardom and the World of Stardom championships. The greatest freaking wrestler, and the belt doesn't fit her. Oh, Io Shirai is having a hard time putting the belt on. Oh, Mayu is too skinny for the belt. Oh. Personally, I love this quiet moment here. And she soaks it all in. It's the introspective moments that I end up feeling the most. Thank you to all my Patreon sponsors for your constant support. Thank you to my newest ones again, Jaina Bullock and Joe Pro. We have Jeff, Tees, Renee Valdez, Asia, Trace, Maddox, Justin Stein, Matthew Petushka, Terrence, Danwar, Cab Mullen, Adam K, Ray, Konishike, Juggernaut Graphics, Aaron Chikarius, I Want Victims, JLA, Julius Sunglasses, Paul, Darn, Pilkelsheimer, Scott Racer, Covertary, Underscore, D-Lil, Choo, Tony Davis, Doggo, Snake, Aldo, Luciano, Redo, Mindfully Ace, Raw, Cuz, 99, Geek and Noah's Dad, Jaina Bullock, and Joe Pro. Thank you all so much.